Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. This is going to be a milestone for the channel. This will be my first recap reaction video to the Flex Pro Italy, which took place over the weekend. I'm going to talk about the top four and just a couple random pieces with that. Before I begin, um, never with any of my content, with anything on this channel, there'll never be any hate, there'll never be any negativity, um, to the degree that I'm simply offering my opinions of physiques on stage. No politics, and no jabs at anybody for comments they leave. All I ask there is that we're respectful to each other. I'm going to be offering perspectives. Your perspective may be totally different, and that is perfectly fine. We all have that human right to disagree and to do so in the right way. A couple of things. Number one, if you watched the show this weekend, whether you were there in person, whether you watched the live stream, or whether you've seen videos on social media or photos after, the perspective you're going to get from every one of those is going to be completely different. What you would see on the front row at that stage would be completely different than what you saw on the live stream. And by the way, I'm going to include some photos during this video of both live stream shots as well as other shots taken of the show. I don't even need to tell you which one is which because the live stream did not do any of these great athletes any justice. The lighting was, in my opinion, was poor, and did not show it just night and day when you see in good lighting what the guys look like on stage, especially with their conditioning, as opposed to what the live stream um, saw. So I'm glad that I did not purchase a live stream for this. I would have been disappointed. So with that being said, without further ado, congratulations to Big Ed Carpo placing first place, well deserved. And I don't think there was a lot of room for debate and negotiation there. I think he had it from the first minute he walked out on stage and prejudging. Big frame. He's got that Andrew Jack Sampson Dowder frame, Clint Beastwood, those kind of guys. I like that frame. Nothing against the Derek Hottie frames. I like that old school Arnold type frame, that 6', 6'1" Mr. Olympia. That's just my personal favorite there. But congratulations to Ed. Looking forward to seeing him now on the Olympia stage. Well deserved. And again, I think he won that show with very little doubt yesterday. So congratulations to him. Um, William Bonac took second. Had a lot of negativity with Bonac lately as far as him being gifted placings, especially this year. I'm a Bonac guy. I mean, the guy's pushing 44 years old, and not that we should hand out participation trophies for older guys on stage. There's no place for that. But he's got a great physique. Um, Talk about his middle section being distended and growing larger, getting out of control, atrophy in his right arm, especially his tricep. Yeah, I see some of that. I mean, but the guy's not in his 30s and late 20s anymore, so those kinds of things are going to happen. He was not at his best. He's looked better earlier this year and certainly looked better, I think, last year in shows as well. Um, so I could have seen giving him, placing him anywhere in the top four. Was the second a gift? Yeah, maybe so, maybe to a degree. But we'll talk more about third and fourth there. But I do like Bonac's physique. He's a great ambassador to the sport. He's just a fantastic guy. And the fact that he wanted Beirut there, which I'm going to end with the Beirut piece, just speaks to the type of human being that Bonac is. And I love great physiques, but I'm into good human beings being in those great physiques as well. Um, Third place, Jordan Hutchinson. I'll say there that, we talk about who our eyes are drawn to on stage. Yeah, I mean, my eyes were drawn to Ed, but my eyes were more drawn to Jordan. And I'm not saying that I think he should have won because I don't. But Jordan's just massive. He maintains today that he's going to be a top five guy. I don't doubt it. He has all the intangibles. He just needs to better nail the conditioning. Um, I think if he'd been better conditioned yesterday, especially from the back, he would have probably taken second place, edging Bonac out. But you look at, especially the rear lat spreads. I mean, the guy just dwarfs everybody, and even bigger, quite a bit bigger than Carpo as far from width perspective. So Jordan has the tools. He just needs some more pro stage competition and more reps of dialing in this prep. And I think he will be a top five Olympia guy here one day. So great job. He's still a rookie in the sport. I think he started competing a year ago this year, maybe 2 or 3 pro shows. He's not got a lot of time in the saddle, so he's going to only improve, and he's going to be a threat. And then, of course, number 4 was Daniel Goss. His conditioning was great, but comparing him with either Jordan or Ed, it's almost like comparing a classic physique guy with an open guy. He just needs more mass, but he looked really good. It was a strong top 4. Whether you agree with the placings, whether you think that Bonac should have not been in the top 4, whether you think that Jordan should have placed higher, whatever, it's still a pretty solid top 4. The tragedy of it was that Behruz was not able to be there. The show suffered with Behruz's absence. Here's my take on that. He's a professional athlete. It's no different than the NFL sending teams over across the pond every year to play NFL games. There are countrymen representing their country. And I saw an interesting comment yesterday, cynically poking at the Beirut situation, and it basically said, give the millions of Iranians visas into the United States. Point well taken. No one, well, that doesn't need to happen. But the bottom line is these professional athletes, professional ambassadors should be treated differently, and Beirut should have been allowed to get on stage. This was not, of course, held in the United States. It was held in Italy, but some of this travel ban stuff is just it's adversely affecting the sport, and I don't agree with it. So anyway, just my two cents on that. Would have loved to seen him up there. It'd have been interesting to see how he would have stacked up against Ed. I know Bonac wants to compete against him. At least from photos we've seen recently of Beirut, I think he would have at least placed second yesterday, depending on whether he'd given Ed a run for his money or not. So that remains to be seen. So Ed, we look forward to seeing you on the Olympia stage going forward, and hope Beirut can get on stage either. I think it's this weekend that he's trying to get another visa and punch his ticket to the Mistro, because I think he deserves it, and I think a lot of us want to see him. So in closing, appreciate your time. First reaction recap video of an IFBB show. More of this to come, and as we grow deeper, my take's not just going to be in showing videos and photos, but more in offering, my opinions at least of these athletes, whether it's their physique, whether their ambassadorship. Is that a word? Ambassadorship? I think it is. Ambassadorship of the sport. We need that. We do need that. It's there's a place for that. These are still professional athletes. And, one side piece here, I'm going to go down one final rabbit hole. The drama in bodybuilding. How much drama did you see Tom Brady engage in over the years? It's unquestionable. He's the GOAT in that sport. What about Jordan back in his day when he played? It was all about winning. It was all about burying that other guy in the dirt, so too much of that. There's too much of that on social media. There's too much drama with, regardless of who it is or what it's about. And I'm not about that. So that's not what you want to get from this channel. Just old school, honest assessments and opinions with a love of the game, and knowing that at the end of the day, these guys are up there because they deserve to be there. I've been on stage off and on for 41 years. I've never made it to one of those stages. And guess what? I don't deserve to make it on that stage because I haven't done what they've done, as is the case with a lot of us. So let's respect them for who they are. They're fantastic at what they do. And regardless of whether they were top 4 or didn't even place yesterday, they're still among the greatest walking the planet in that sport. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace. Catch you on the next one. Bye.